Hi, Hoop fans. Welcome to the Hoop Express. My name is Chad Herskavisi, and we do apologize for the delay in the Hoop Express. The holiday sort of threw us off there about a week ago. But we've still been tweeting. Follow us at Twitter at Chad M. Hersko, and you can also follow Danny at Danny A. Lovey, and Drew Melton at Mr. LA. Anyway, it's been quite a exciting conference finals in both series. There have been 8 games so far, and each home team has won every single game of the series. They've all been pretty close in the East. Games 2 and 3 and 4 were very, very close contests. And in the West, it's all been the home teams dominating each game. The closest one was that Spurs game 4, losing by 6, 109-103. That series going back tonight to Oklahoma City. We'll get back to that in just a second. First, I want to talk about last night's game between Miami and Boston, game 4. And wow, what a game that was, folks. Wow. I haven't seen a basketball game like that in a long time. So much on the line. You know, everyone thought that Miami was going to make the miraculous comeback when they started pulling the deficit within a few points, within 10, within 8. And in that fourth quarter, everyone thought that maybe, oh, wow, LeBron's going to go off. And a lot of people didn't think LeBron would pick up that 6th foul, nor Pierce. I sort of thought that maybe Pierce would have picked it up. That was expected. I didn't think that they would have called out on LeBron. As a matter of fact, LeBron should have fouled out in the end of regulation, but they called that foul on Kevin Garnett where the two of them were tied up. I thought that was a pretty tough call for the referees to make, but needless to say, I think that was a foul on LeBron. And it was an untimely foul, especially for Boston. They had to really go into that overtime and pull it off. And it was a very good overtime. However, there were only 6 points scored in the entire overtime session, which was very, very interesting. In 5 minutes of play, only scoring 6 points. But that's the way it ended up. Boston had 4, and Miami had 2. Sorry. And Dwayne Wade, he took that last 3-pointer at the buzzer after getting Dooling to jump. And boy, oh boy, that's about as close as a basket that you're ever going to see. I mean, it was halfway down before it fell out. That was the difference between going home up 3-1 or, it being a series at 2 games apiece. And now it's definitely a series. Game 5 is tomorrow night, and that's a very highly anticipated game. When the series is tied at 2 games apiece, the winner of Game 5 wins 85% of the time. It goes on to end up winning the series. So that's going to be a very, very important game for both teams. And Boston's got all the momentum right now. So we're going to have to see. Speaking of momentum, going over to the West Coast, Oklahoma City looked all but dead coming into Game 3 against the San Antonio Spurs, losing the first 2 games and not really putting up much of a fight. The first game they lost by 3, the second game they lost by 9. It wasn't exactly that close, though. It was mainly San Antonio owning both of those games. And then in Game 3, it was the Spurs' 20-game winning streak on the line. And what did they do? They went out and they lost by 20. And they followed up with a second loss in a row. So now the series is tied up at 2 games apiece going into San Antonio for Game 5. No road team has won yet in either series. So I guess if you're looking at the money line, it's probably going to be the Spurs, but it's going to be very, very close because the Thunder really had San Antonio's number so far this series in the first 2 games, but it went the other way. The Thunder really had the Spurs number in games 3 and 4. So they've got all of it going in, and San Antonio is going to need to put up a big fight tonight in order to get this one. Oklahoma, they're not expected to win this game. They really have nothing to lose and only everything to gain. So it'll be interesting to watch. And the Spurs are, they're the better team, I still believe. They have the more experience in their big 3. But Oklahoma is right there. They're very, very young. It's youth versus experience tonight, and we'll see who prevails. That's all the time I got for you today, Hoop fans. I really want you to check me out on Twitter, at Chad M. Hersko. I've got a lot of good stuff up there, and a lot of people have been recognizing the Twitter. Check out for Danny's Twitter, and I wish you guys all a very happy Monday, and this is going to be a very good week. We should find out this week who will be representing both conferences in the NBA Finals. Thanks a lot, Hoop fans. Have a great day. Bye-bye.